podcast.
Yes. Let's see. Try to get in frame here a little bit more.
Yeah. My mustache is weird. All right. We're about to do this. Check.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. It's good.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's John.
And Gavin.
With Let's Open It Podcast. Episode 16.
Yes, episode 16.
Yeah.
Our podcast can drive now.
Yeah, it can. Before we get into it all, please like, comment, subscribe to all of our things, our social medias, our YouTubes, or the way you listen to this podcast. And if you appreciate what we do and you want to support us financially, you can go to our Patreon where you just type in Let's Open It and become a ginger brute.
Ginger brew!
Where we post on there about our lives.
Yes.
And just things while we're at work, and we just post on there so you can see a different side of Let's Open It on our Patreon. So
also known as John takes random bad pictures of me while I'm trying to do things.
Yes. And a short video. Awesome. So, with that out of the way, let's get into it.
So, first things first, and this will be the bulk of our Magic discussion today in the TCG segment, is Lord of the Rings spoilers.
Yes, Lord of the Rings set, Universes Beyond.
Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. We've got a big old slew of cards, as well as some other talking points about this set. And, I don't know, lots of stuff with this. The Universes Beyond is, I don't know, I guess here to stay, right? This is like
well, because Warhammer was so successful, I think they printed a lot more. Because remember there for a little bit, like it was like all gone. It was hard to find, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we need to make more, but they puked it out. So WotC's like, we made a lot of money on this, so let's keep doing it.
Or they did have a limited initial supply, and what I believe is happening is just the distributors are finally letting more of it trickle out. They're creating that artificial demand right away.
Yeah, so they can charge more for it. Cause,
yep.
Yeah, because those things were like $70 a deck.
Right.
Now they're back down to whatever.
50, 60, whatever I think the original markup was. Because like a normal commander deck
even the
like
Surge foil ones have come down in price.
Mm.
We could check it out while you talk.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's your favorite Lord of the Rings characters from the novels and from the movies. That was a big talking point because there's a Tom Bombadil card, and some Lord of the Rings fans are like, they made him a god, but Tom Bombadil's not necessarily a god. A lot of weird grognardy nerd discussion happening online about that particular little fact, which, nah. I'm not the world's largest Lord of the Rings fan. I've seen all the movies. I've seen like the first Hobbit movie.
The Hobbit movies.
Yeah, no, not that good. And then I've seen the Rings of Power with John, and that was all right. You know.
No, that show was actually pretty decent. We binge watched that whole thing.
Right. It was better than I expected.
Yeah,
I'll say that. But for $1 billion, it should have been pretty good.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been terrible. They spent $1 billion on it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, we've got. Oh yeah, so John's pulling up this price here. What you got on them?
I paid $200 for it. You can see where.
So it's not really gone up that much. You're in the same ballpark at $217 their market.
Yeah.
And the foil ones, does that have that on there too?
That's
or is that a totally different listing? Oh boy, it's a totally different listing. Because why wouldn't it be? So we've got some interesting stuff for cards in this set. It looks like there's kind of Ikoria style. And I think they did this in the Warhammer decks too, where they took actual Magic cards and then did the Ikoria Godzilla treatment with them. So you could see the actual name of the Magic card underneath the new Universes Beyond name. So, like, the Party Tree is a reprint in the Lord of the Rings set for the Great Henge, which is huge because that card's crazy expensive. But I have no idea how you get it. It's in the commander, that's the commander set symbol. But whether that just comes in one of the commander decks or it's like in a dumb little booster thing that they've been doing
Well,
with
there's
the
a
commander
slot
decks.
in the collector boosties.
Right, that has
It's
those.
like a commander slot.
I wonder if it's not that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big chase for these.
Or they might some of the commander decks might come with one.
Yeah, I doubt that. They wouldn't do that.
Would they?
Card's too expensive.
They don't care.
Looking at you, Wizards. Looking at you.
They don't care.
Bullshit, they don't care. Anyway. Oh, man, don't get me going about that. Well, with our banking system about to collapse, I don't think the SEC is too worried about Wizards of the Coast 100% manipulating their own market.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So the big thing with this set, other than the fact that it's Lord of the Rings, and that's crazy for nerds who are into Lord of the Rings, because it is huge. That's like the first fantasy is Lord of the Rings. And so to have it, be a part of the world's first fantasy trading card game, or the world's first trading card game, and for that fact, is a very big moment and milestone, which is appreciated. But there's a big financial game here too. Because I was reading like verbatim from the Wizards article, this is a paraphrase. There's one ring to rule them all. And there is one ring to rule them all, serialized one of one.
Just one card.
Yes. They have like the one ring, you can get that, it's going to be super duper common. But it's like, the legendary artifact, the one ring. So everybody will have access to it to play with, but there is a special exclusive serialized double foil one that is serialized one of one that looks like it does in some of the crazy shots from the movies. Serialized one of one, the one ring, and it will be in one collector booster, English language only.
Yeah, and one of them, just one.
There's one,
not multiple. It's a serialized one of one card. So whoever finds it, if it's ever found,
right? If it's ever found,
because people buy this stuff, keep it sealed. There's so much stuff of this stuff sealed on, like look, you can go Walmart and stuff and still sealed collector boosters and stuff like that. So, it may never be found, but if it's found, you can ask whatever you want for it.
Absolutely.
Because it's only one of them.
Ask whatever you want for it. So I was discussing with John right before we heated up the mics about this. I think a bare minimum, the card is $10,000.
Yeah, and it could be.
But I think it's honestly, realistically, a lot more, like $50,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, I think so.
Like more in that ballpark, because it's a one.
There's only one card,
and
then it also because it's Lord of the Rings.
You've got that going for it.
You got the fans of Lord of the Rings that want to do it.
Yeah, and that was true with Warhammer. People who were not necessarily and the Godzilla cards.
Yeah.
People who were not necessarily Magic fans liked those Godzilla cards. People who were not necessarily Magic fans liked the Dracula cards. People who were not necessarily Magic fans liked the Transformers cards. So on and so forth. So they're doing these universes beyond, and they're also kind of, opening themselves up to these other fandoms and markets that necessarily don't play Magic, but hey, it's really neat that I have this little piece of cardboard with my favorite character from XYZ on it.
Yeah,
and now you enter the Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings nerds with a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
And also they serialized the Soul Rings in different languages.
Yes, this is another thing.
Elven, Dwarven, and English.
And men. So yeah, there's three arts for Soul Ring. There's the elves, the dwarves, and men. And the elven are the most rare, the men are the common, dwarves in the middle. There's 9,000 non-foil, non-serialized men Soul Rings. Mm-hmm. 5,000 non-foil, non-serialized dwarves, and 3,000 non-foil, non-serialized elves, if I remember right from that post.
And then it's 300, 500, 700.
Yes.
So the foil ones that are serialized is 300 elvish ones, 500 dwarvish ones, and then 700 men ones.
And this makes me beg the question. if they were going to tell us how many of the non-foil, non-serialized ones there were, why not just serialize them? If they were like, we're only producing this many.
Yeah.
And now I'm sure that's like just a stat they were able to grab from like their print sheet, like data. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
They've only done the serialized cards in foil so far, so I guess. But like, why would you say how many there were if you weren't gonna serialize them? Because you don't tell me how many, like, Shieldreds you put in the
Yeah.
in the one set.
Yeah.
So why is this thing
Yeah,
different?
you don't know how many Elish Norns were printed.
Right. Yeah, I have no idea how many Elish Norns were printed.
But you're gonna say we printed this many Soul Rings.
So I don't know. There may be some interesting math that can be done now that they've thrown us this figure. Like, are all rares printed at like a rate of 9,000 per set or something, or what is it? And yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's kind of, it's just neat that they threw some data that way. Now for the serialized, it's like, oh, okay, and they're usually small numbers, like in the hundreds, right? Like
Yeah.
what was it for Brothers War? 250? 500.
500s.
It was either 500 or 250. I think you're right with 500 though.
But there was like every card can be serialized. Like every artifact has
there
serialized.
was a 1 to 500 of all of those entire set. And again, even those weren't that crazy special. And I don't know, so they keep doing the serialized thing where they're not too special because they have the non-serialized versions. Except as One Ring. That's totally a thing on its own. Were you able to find the One Ring on TCG Player?
No, it's not on there yet.
Yeah, I bet not. I'm excited to see what TCG Player tries to value that at. It probably won't. It'll probably just be dashes. Like, because there's no way to place a value on it until it's found and that person wants to sell it. Or that person gets it, posts it online, and then is like, nope, this is mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
and then it doesn't change hands ever.
I would sell that thing in a heartbeat.
Or, like, I don't know. The fact that there's only one, like, there's just so many more things that could go wrong because it's only one of them.
It'll be counterfeited.
You think so? It'd be hard. But, I mean, you're not wrong, because people counterfeited the Masterpiece cards when those came out. Like, even working at the Kingdom, I ran into a few of those that were counterfeit Masterpieces, and I'm like, this is clearly a fake.
Yeah.
So, I guess they won't be good. They won't be good fakes, but somebody will probably try to counterfeit them.
Yeah, if there's a buck to be made, somebody's going to try to scam it out of you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So beware.
Or just, I don't know. So, I don't know.
Maybe we'll open one up on the channel.
No, there's no chance we get the One Ring.
You don't know that.
We could get a serialized Soul Ring, though. That's a possibility.
Just like we got a serialized artifact from the last time? Nah. Or we got a giant slug from the...
Let's not talk about how we continuously get shit on when it comes to the pack openings. But yeah, so now we'll kind of transition. That's just the Lord of the Rings craziness. I don't know. What?
They're just... Every set, WotC's like, how can we one-up ourselves?
Yeah.
Because it's like, we got to do this or do this or do that. And it's just like, stop it.
Stop it. Well, because it just ends up costing the players more money. Because, man, how much you think these collector boosters are going to be now because of the chase to have a one-of-one?
Yeah. You could have a $10,000 minimum card in there, so we're going to charge you $100.
And, it might not be $10,000 minimum because who knows what the market will think of it. But I think I understand the magic market enough to know it's not going to be $1,000.
Yeah,
it's not going to be $500. Look at those fucking Hitsugus from Kamigawa. Even the most garbage one of those is like $500, and those aren't serialized. There's lots of them.
Yeah.
Right. Not lots, but in contrast to a single piece of card board that is the One Ring, serialized one of one, it's going to be at least $10,000. Because I think for a while the most expensive Hitsugu was around that, or $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, so this thing is going to be huge, astronomical money. It's your Willy Wonka golden ticket if you find
That's
it.
what I made the
but
comment.
Please do not go into financial ruin trying to do so. Because, oh my goodness, it's going to be so incredibly rare that you find it.
I made a comment, Hisuku's $1,300 right now.
For the most expensive one?
Yeah, that's the neon red.
Yeah. So that's crashed.
Yeah. Over 1 year.
Ooh, that's not a good graph. What was it? What was it at its peak?
Like 1900.
Yo, so okay, I was just kind of wrong on the price there.
I made a comment. It's like Watsy should have done a thing. It's like if you find the one ring, you get to like come visit them at their corporate headquarters and take a tour of their.
They don't want to see the people that buy their product.
No, they
Us
don't.
peasants.
Yeah.
They used to be able to go tour Wizards of the Coast if you were a fan, but they don't do that anymore.
I never did get a response from that postcard.
Oh, we did mail in a survey from the '90s, and they never sent anything back.
Never responded. Lame. They totally could have. They should.
Well, or it just like somebody in the mailroom threw it away or something. You know, who knows what that thing's journey was.
Yeah.
All right, so then John and I again continue to be getting more and more into Commander.
Yes, we play Commander
and
every day. It seems like.
And John's made a new deck.
Yes, I made a new deck. I wanted to be a total degenerate. And I'm not playing slivers to all you other degenerate sliver players. It's a troll deck, and I'm not saying
not tribal trolls.
Not trolls like in the creatures, like trolling the players. The deck is not meant to win. It is just meant to piss everybody else off while playing with me.
It's basically a chaos deck, but not exactly chaos. Again, it's just everything that's annoying about Magic is in one little ball of hate.
I went to a local game store in town, and I was like, all right, what cards do people hate playing against? And he's like, you know, whatever came to his mind, I bought. Just bought the cards that were just like, and then I started doing some more digging. I was like, I need this card because it sucks. I need this one because it just pisses people off, and that's what I built.
Yep. And it's awful.
Yeah.
I've played against it a lot.
I like playing. I get so much enjoyment out of it. I don't know. I want to play I want to play more multiplayer Commander with people because that's when it will shine. Because right now the mana base is kind of lacking on it.
Real bad.
It's rough on there. I can't. It's
basically one of each guild gate, like two of each basic land, and then some smattering of other multicolor lands that have no rhyme or reason.
And then if I get the lands out, I have several cards in there that destroy all lands.
And he has no way to get them back.
Now I do.
Yes.
Unless I destroy that artifact. Which one is it?
Crucible of Worlds.
Crucible of Worlds.
And he bought a strip mine.
And I bought a strip mine.
You know, so you can... Yeah, so you got to combine that with things that let you play more lands in a turn.
Yes.
And then you can...
But my problem is drawing lands.
Right.
That's the problem.
So you need more mana ramp cards.
Yes.
You need to get like Cultivate.
I have a Cultivate in there.
And other ones.
Yeah.
That are like Cultivate. And Shocklands.
Yeah, Shocklands would be nice. I got some right there. I can just open them up and play them.
I guess.
Might as well. I mean, they're just sitting right there on that shelf behind us, doing nothing.
Accruing value maybe.
Yes, but then I want to play my deck to piss everybody off.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the cards are meant to play.
The cards are meant to be played. You're not wrong. All of my
now that especially when I sold the bulk of my sealed product off, now I'm just like, eh. I mean, I got right there is this box right here. You guys we go live. Just to let you guys know on YouTube.
Yes.
This box right here is 4 decks of the Warhammer. That's the Secret Layer up there. That's what is over that game is Flesh and Blood.
Oh, yeah, we have like one Flesh and Blood trial deck thing.
And then that Phyrexia All Be One collector booster box is actually empty.
Because that's from our Free Card Friday
Free Card Fridays, yeah.
And we opened it in advance, so it looks like I'm wearing the same thing from our Free Card Friday because it's this jacket. Because I made that a meme in our Free Card Friday videos. Go check those out. Even if you don't want the free cards, they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Especially the 12 from that box.
Yeah.
Because we did them all in one go, so we got to play around with it a little bit more than we usually do.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like, oh, we bought a pack, and now we got to record it, and then we got to upload it.
Yeah. No, this time I bought a box.
And then we record it in advance.
We
Like
recorded-
real YouTube, or like real YouTubers.
Like real YouTubers. We're getting there.
We tried for once. All right, on to tabletop role playing game. Oh no, Market Watch. How's your market doing?
I don't know. My phone's right there. It's still up percentage.
That's good.
My troll deck is down.
Mine is down. I added value to the Dragon's deck today, and it's at $666.88, 20 cents away from a good time, or 22 cents away from a good time. But you know, it's still pretty cool. The Stacks deck is still absurdly outperforming the rest of my collection, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. My troll deck, that's a $200 deck now, will start getting more expensive as it goes on.
Right, because you're just adding to it.
Yeah. I'm just like, money is no object. It is an object.
It is absolutely an object.
But when I go in the card store, it's like, spend money, please. I'm like, yes.
Yes. Let's see. So I'll regale you with tales of my latest D&D adventure.
Yeah.
So, my party and I, we hopped in to our first spell jamming, simulator, or I guess not first one, but first one where we were the crew and piloting it. So my character is the spell jammer. He's piloting. We had to go through an asteroid field to a broken down ship to find a captain's log. That was our mission for the simulation. During that, we encountered some space eels that were electric eels. We had to dodge them so we didn't get zapped to death. And then one of the bolts caught our ship a little bit. I was able to mostly dodge it, but then it kind of caught part of the deck on fire.
Oh, no.
So, one of my cohorts went up and cast a Ray of Frost to put it out. That was pretty cool. He was just like, ice beam. Then we went through the asteroid field. I totally fucked up the ship a little bit and just rammed it into some asteroid because I failed my piloting check, basically.
There you go.
We retrieve the captain's log. Then this enemy ship pulls up, and there's basically two options. We kind of learned that after the fact. But our only option, we're like, we are going to kill the shit out of these guys. They are not going to survive this. So we went to combat because we had a hammerhead spelljammer. So I'm like, ram.
Shit.
Ram.
Ram that hammerhead. That was already damaged.
It was already
from
damaged.
the asteroid because he's
I
bad pilot.
I didn't read this part of the ram attack, so it was starting to look scary for us towards the end too. But our ship takes half as much damage as I roll for the ram attack that the enemy ship takes.
Oh, dang.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're ramming your ship into another ship. Spelljammer into another spelljammer.
Yeah, ships, whatever. But we got him. And then we go back, and it was a competition. We were competing with another little troop of spelljammers at this spelljamming academy, and they were adrift, and they were getting attacked by those electric eels. So we had to go rescue them. Well, we debated. We're like, do we rescue them, or do we just leave them? Because this is a competition. And so, after some debate, we decide to rescue them. And one of my party members, he has rope on his person as part of his adventuring gear pack. So he ties it to the ballista bolt, and then we shoot it over, and then they slowly start inching their way across. And then I'm like, this thing looks like it's going to explode, their ship. So I'm like, you guys have to cut the line on your end, swing down. If you fall, cast Feather Fall, you'll be fine. We have somebody with winged boots who'll come and pick you up. And they're like, no, we don't want to do that. Are you crazy? And I'm like, cut the line or you'll die. Or I said, you cut the line or we'll cut the line on our end, and then you're dead.
Dead.
So they cut their side of the line. They got up on the ship, and it was fine. And we won the day. We passed with flying colors in our first spelljamming thing. And then there was some other intrigue that happened afterwards. As soon as we exited the simulation, it's kind of like a Star Trek holodeck, I think, is kind of the idea of that thing. But then,
Oh, so this was all like a training thing?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it looks real, and everything in it seems real.
Oh, so you
It's
weren't actually in space,
right,
but you'll be able to actually go to space.
correct.
Okay.
But it seems like you're in space when you're in it.
Okay.
Because the first time we were in it, I guess we all kind of forgot, which helped. That last session, we weren't at the academy. We were traveling there. That was how we ended. And then the session started. He's like, "Okay, you're in wild space, and then these guys show up on your spelljammer, and you have to fight them."
Okay.
Basically, and now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, why didn't any of us question that? Because we weren't there last time, and that's how we started. But then at the end, we come out and they're like, yeah, the simulation, the first time that you do it, it kind of messes with your mind. You don't remember going in, and so that was kind of neat. And yeah, so I don't know. There's a little bit of intrigue going on. There's been somebody stealing from all of the officers at this place. And then we finally found out who it was this session because they basically rigged both of our simulation decks to explode with lightning. So when it got out, we all had to make deck saves, and then we got blasted with some lightning. Everybody in my pod was fine. The people that we rescued in the simulation who we were competing against, like 2 of them died.
Oh, jeez.
Because they're just NPCs, and I guess they just failed to save, so they're dead. Fucking dead now.
Dead.
So we gotta go find this guy now that we know who it is, and we're gonna go kill the shit out of him, probably. On to ISS Vanguard.
Oh, such a great game. We play it every Sunday.
Yes, we played another session. So after last week of basically not doing a mission, we went back to our planet from 2 weeks ago to get all of the resources that were there. Basically, there was one unique discovery that we could only get there, and then as well as just stock up on some other discoveries.
Yeah.
And John wanted to kill his character.
I wanted to kill my character, and because the character was no good, like the surge value on the character wasn't great. It was a rank 2 character, so it had one extra card I could play in my hand, which is the benefit wasn't outweighing the extra card in my hand.
Right.
So like I made it back to the ship, but then I moved away from the ship. And in this whole game, there's like a ship manual, like where it feels like you're playing multiple games in one game.
Right. The game is 3 phases.
You have your ship management, your actual gameplay of landing on a planet and exploring,
and then more ship management,
and then more ship management at the end, like the debrief and unloading your haul of like collectibles you just got, and injured people go to the hospital and all that stuff. And then there's a memorial wall.
And my character almost died, and so did another player at our table.
And
like we got pretty messed up going back the second time.
Yes, but I chose to kill my character off. Hey, Javier was his name, the character in the game.
Right.
He died. They left. He stayed behind. And
yeah, so if you lift off without all of the crew present, we found out the people you leave behind just die.
Yeah, they just die. And
so we left Javier for dead because John wanted to.
Because I knew, because you get benefits the more dead players you have.
Yeah, if you have like 4 characters that die, you get into the actual benefits part. But I think
the first one,
3.
The first one was you can automatically rank rank 1 to a rank 2, or draft 2 cards at random and pick one. And I drafted 2 cards, and
you got a really good one.
I got a really good one. I mean, it could have played out where I could have got trash.
Because the stack of possible characters is like...
There's like 300 characters in this game. And, well, the way Andy had me do it was just cut the deck wherever it was at. And I got 2 red surges, because that's the thing, is there's 3 colored dice in this game. There's a red, green, and blue.
And then there's 4 characters. Each character specializes in one, except the science class. They are kind of well-balanced.
Yes, where my security is heavy in red.
That's like and physicality.
Javier was a surge blue, which I only have 1 blue dice. So I was like, this guy's not doing me anything. So, but then I was able to get a character with better surge and better charge abilities. on the planet for helping us getting more mineral leads, which was
Right.
actually pretty good. More discoveries and stuff while we're on planet, so that's actually pretty decent. Um,
We also found out, so we used our extra lander this time. And we found out that
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't the best play. Well,
because the math doesn't work out with the tokens,
right, it
But-
can. You have to get lucky though.
but some of those objectives in there allow you just to pick up discoveries.
Right.
So like
There's
it was
that,
good
too.
because
We got 6, I think.
we got
right?
6.
Yeah. So that was more than what the Space Ranger could have carried.
Yeah. It's a very good game. Can highly recommend it.
Yeah,
If
it's a
you-
legacy game, very strategy focused. It is a dice game.
It is a dice game, and like when you play one player, you're supposed to play all the characters.
That would be too much.
That's too much. So you need to find 4 people to play with. 4 people you can constantly play with, like at least once a week.
It's like a D&D game you're committing to, basically.
Yeah,
But you don't need a DM.
yeah. You don't, because it's all voice acted on an app.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It really to me when that log is playing, like sucks you into the story.
Oh, yeah. And I read the comic book
Yeah, we
that
both
it comes
yeah.
with, and so we got the backstory. And then, yeah, every log that we like get to listen to, because the game will be like, now you need to read log, blah, blah, blah. So we have the app, and then we just plug it in there, and then it reads it, and it's freaking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Again, we'll just give you little story updates every week on our ISS Vanguard.
Yeah.
So
We're
we instituted the Vanguard Olympics.
Yes,
that was
we did.
a big thing.
Yeah.
Because we now have increased energy production and more command tokens.
Yes, but the next game our morale is higher. It'll drop because that stupid situation card we have chilling is going to drop our morale.
But we'll have the command.
We have an extra command token.
For one time at least.
Yes, so we'll be able to activate
draft.
3.
Yeah, which is so good. We could draft, research, and build in the same phase.
Yes.
That's going to be nuts.
That's crazy, yeah.
Because, screw the situations.
Well, we had to get rid of...
We did have to get rid of the one.
Yeah.
That was crime.
Yeah.
All of the people aboard the ISS Vanguard were starting to do crime.
Do more crime. What else?
Movies and TV shows to kind of round us out. Maybe a little bit of a short pod. Oh, very short pod today.
Yeah.
Jeez. Let's see. We've got the Dad Batch.
Yeah, it was okay.
I like that they changed Crosshair.
Yeah, Crosshair. Let's give more story to all the characters, but the Bad Batch is what the story is telling me.
Yes. They do the
Character development
Yeah.
is 0 for the main cast, but lots of character development for everybody else.
For all the side characters.
There was more character development on that stupid lieutenant who got shot at the end than we have had on Hunter in 2 seasons.
Yep. I mean, I've just nothing else to say. I like that. I think Crosshair is going to end up joining the Bad Batch again.
I think so.
Because like last week we made our prediction. I think that's going to come true. Oh no, the Empire wants Omega. Oh no, the Empire got Omega. Oh no, we got to go get Omega. Oh, we got Omega.
And we got Crosshair.
And now Crosshair is going to come back to the family too.
Or he'll die.
Like
he'll sacrifice himself helping.
Well, I guess it really... So Crosshair is a bit of an unknown because he's, abducted by the Empire right now.
Yeah.
I think they might turn him into a Death Trooper.
Well, that could be cool.
I think, maybe.
That'd be cool.
Something like that. Like a Phase 1 Death Trooper sort of deal. The Last of Us has come to an end.
The Last of Us, great show. If you haven't seen it, now you're able to binge watch all episodes.
Yep.
On HBO Max.
If you're a fan of the video game, they changed a whole bunch of stuff.
I thought that's where he would have perished, but he doesn't. Actually, there's a scene. I guess he doesn't die. I think he dies in the first so many minutes of game 2.
Sure.
But no, I thought they changed it. I just watched wrong clipping of the video game in the wrong timeline.
Sure.
No, the whole part where she's like, everything you told me about the Fireflies is true. That is scene for scene from the video game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw some folks discussing this on the TikToks earlier, and they were saying, like, it doesn't make sense, the Fireflies plan with Ellie.
Yeah.
Like, they don't... Because there's no vaccines for fungal infections,
No.
and that's essentially what the cordyceps is.
Yeah, so it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be basically they were going to copy the cordyceps that was in because Ellie's infected.
Right.
She has cordyceps in her brain that is basically allowing
Not activating.
not activating basically.
Because she has basically these hormones that are like, yeah, there's already all cordyceps here.
Yeah. So that's what they were trying to copy is basically they were going to basically infect people with cordyceps and hope that they wouldn't be infected by cordyceps.
Well, we got to see what happened, too. So Ellie's mom got bit right before she was born.
Yes.
Then delivered Ellie. Then cut the umbilical cord.
So
and then she lied to Marlene
Yep.
and said, "Oh, I got bit afterwards."
Yeah.
And that's how Ellie's immune. I think if Marlene would have put 2 and 2 together, she would have figured it the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and then,
Marlene's not smart.
Maybe that's the key.
But you know what was awesome in this episode was Joel going freaking ham on everybody.
He just turned into the Mando real quick.
Yeah, he did. He's like, I played this character. Don't worry, I got this scene.
He's like, oh yeah.
He's this kid.
Whistling birds. Whee! No, there were no whistling birds.
He was this kid, and then like showing no remorse.
Right.
Like one dude like put his gun down. He was all like this. He's like, boom.
Yep.
And then like the guy's like, I won't tell you where he is. And he's like, I don't got time for this. Boom. Like,
Yep.
Like he was just not fucking around trying to save Ellie. Like he loves her. He's
ultimate man on a mission level.
That is a daughter to him now. Like it's come full swing from just the mission to now. I love this person. I'm going to make sure that she's safe forever.
And they're going to go live happily ever after for a little bit in Tommy's ranch. And now, the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian, yes. What else we got? Oh, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Very good episode.
Live action mythosaur.
Live action mythosaur. Yes, so the mythosaur, which is a funny name because myth, like it's supposed to be a myth, is real.
Right.
And Bo-Katan's like, oh shit, underwater.
Yep.
And it just says in the subtitles, gas. But, she's like, holy fuck, this thing is real.
Yeah, because nobody believed that they really existed because they'd
never seen one.
Seen the skulls, but they believed they were kind of like jackalopes.
Yeah.
Like people just kind of made them.
Yeah. So we got to see that. We got to see Din Djarin redeem himself in the waters.
Yeah.
We got to see that chick hard close Mando on a shitty droid.
Yep, that was real crazy.
When there was a BD unit right there built for adventure.
Yeah.
The same unit that
the Cal
Kestis uses. And I was talking to Gavin about this. It's like, why did he need a droid
to test
the air?
Wouldn't there be a thing on the ship or on his armor that can do it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I definitely think the ship, at the very least, should have had a thing that can do that.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a whole weird kind of a thing, side quest that failed. Couldn't find IG unit memory head thing, so that he's just like, I'll take this astromech. But they had to have the astromech because that's the only way Grogu could have gotten back to Bo-Katan, because he doesn't know how to fly a ship. So it was a plot armor device saying, yes, this is how he'll get rescued by Bo-Katan. How can we bring Bo-Katan back to Mandalore? This is how we do it. He gets a droid. The droid has to go fly back.
Right. Star Wars and writing that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But overall,
it was a good episode.
It was good.
Yeah.
The thing with the R4 unit was weird, but it was kind of neat that it was. Is it R4 or R5?
R5.
Isn't it the same one from
A New Hope?
A New Hope, that gets initially the Jawas try to hard
close.
Oh, I bet this is the same Jawas.
It's probably the same Jawas.
Same Jawas.
Yeah.
Wow. Full circle there.
Full circle.
The same Jawas that sold R2-D2.
No, because those Jawas got killed. Remember?
They did by the Empire.
Because only so precise.
Yeah, only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why in Star Wars Legion the Stormtroopers have precise, and it's a good meme.
Yeah, it is. Oh, back to ISS Vanguard. There's a meme of Star Wars that we found.
Yeah, we found Tatooine and ISS Vanguard on the planet we went back
There's
to.
an iconic line that Anakin Skywalker says, I hate sand, it's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere. Well, when we were exploring Brimstone was the planet called,
There was a mining planet, like
Mining
there's
planet.
lots of minerals everywhere, so we were digging them up.
But once we got to the end, it's like you're in a desert, and it's sand.
The flavor text
is it's sandy, it's coarse, and it gets everywhere. I'm like, come on, like this is exactly.
And then it costs you dice the more time you spend in the sand.
Yeah, the more time you're in the sand because it's annoying, you lose dice. But yeah, that was a cool little like.
We found a Star Wars Easter egg in
Star Wars Easter egg in
Vanguard.
ISS Vanguard.
So who knows what other references will be there?
Yeah,
I'm still convinced that is just like the No Man's Sky board game.
Yeah,
it's very similar. Like the story is get to the center, and that's what the No Man's Sky story is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a common trope, I think, for sci-fi. Like, oh, we got to go.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for today.
That's it. Thank you for joining us for the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Click subscribe or download or whatever you do on podcasts to make sure you get our new episode every week. And if you guys want to watch this live, every Tuesday when we record, we go live on YouTube.
And after this show, we'll do a little chat on the YouTube. That way we can answer the comments we missed.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
What's up, everybody watching this live? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we see Jake in the comments. We saw Peter. Oh, let's see. Can we see what Jake said by scrolling?
I don't know. Let's see here.
Oh, comments. There we go. Haha. Yeah, but he had like a big one that he said about The Last of Us.
The whole show doesn't make sense. There would be like nothing usable in 20 years, and there's no way that producing goods. If we learned anything in the last couple of years about supply chain.
Oh, right.
That's true. Well, they do make that one comment in the one thing. Like Atlanta's making pills and bullets.
Right.
So there is some production. Fedra's making what they need.
Right.
So, but yeah. Yeah, who else is live with us for right now? That I can't tell. But yeah. Right. See what else.
Peter sent something weird.
Peter just said, "Hey, hey-o."
Yep.
I guess.
I went to wave on. That's what that is. It's a guy waving.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to ask us while we're still live?
Yeah. I don't know. So I liked The Last of Us, though. It was really good.
It was good. As a video game remake, or not a video game remake, but an adaptation, spot on. Because, I mean, they set the bar to what adaptations should be. Because Halo missed the mark so bad. And I love Halo. And I mean, you guys can see all the Halo figurines up here. There's also more on this wall. I collect Halo. I'm a big Halo fan. And the show sucked. It absolutely, like, I did not need to see Master Chief's ass. Didn't need to see him fall in love with some chick and have sex for the first time. Like, I didn't need, like, didn't need to see his face. Didn't need to see him out of his armor. Like,
all the time.
All the time. It's just like...
He was out of the armor more than he was in the armor.
Yeah. All right. But The Last of Us, spot on. Very good. We got some other video game adaptations coming out. Amazon is doing Fallout, which I'm pretty excited for, but hopefully they do good. There's a God of War make coming out.
If they're going to do Fallout, what if they did Skyrim?
It wasn't Halo, my God. I know, yeah. It wasn't Halo. So they're doing God of War, Fallout, and there's a third one. I don't know. I forget what they were making as video game adaptations. Hopefully I don't know what the Fallout story is, but it has Walton Goggins in it as the main character, or a character in it. You know who that is? He is. If you've seen Justified, he's Boyd Crowder. What else has he recently been in? Here, I'll pull it up.
I just googled the Fallouts.
I got it.
I think it'd be cool if they did an Elder Scrolls show. So it'd be like Game of Thrones, kind of, but not really.
Come on.
And I don't know, like The Witcher was well received, I think, for the most part. That was one that did it pretty well. I liked The Witcher season 1.
Walton Goggins.
Okay, I'd like recognize him.
Yeah, he's
a bit actoring things.
Yeah, he was in Vice Principals, Justified, Hateful Eight, Fat Man. He was the bad guy in Fat Man we watched.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know what. Sorry, trying to see what the. It would be sick. Hope.
Oh yeah.
So Fallout's it is supposed to be a new. What little information there is out there, it is supposed to take place in a different part of, the
wasteland.
So like Fallout 1 and 2 takes place in California. Fallout 3 takes place in Washington D.C. Fallout 4 takes place in Boston. So this one's going to take place somewhere else. So we'll see what the story's like, how they progress the story, because.
Oh, can you imagine like Fallout set in Florida with radiated Crocs?
Because like in Fallout 4, the guy was the main character in Fallout 4 was actually there when the bombs dropped. He got to a fallout shelter, and became frozen because these fallout shelters from Vault-Tec that they were selling as places to be safe during a nuclear apocalypse was actually, think of them, Vault-Tec, as like a Google or Apple, or like that Kier or Severance. Each facility was set up to do experiments on humans,
right,
for long periods of time. Or this facility was cryo freezing people, where some places like there was one man and the rest women, and how would that play out? And like other ones were like there was no food, but there was weapons. Like how did like social experiments on people was each one of these like Fallout things. One was a complete paradise, like everything that you ever wanted or needed, you had, kind of a thing. To see how that played out in humanity after the bombs dropped. So hopefully, maybe we'll get a little bit of flavor in this new show. Maybe it takes place.
That would be kind of a neat like anthology series.
Yeah.
If every episode was just like a zoom in on one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
Am I picking up the voice?
Please.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make sure.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Her appearance is going to be here in like 20 minutes. So.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that would be really cool. I don't know if it's going to take place more in a fallout shelter, or they're going to be people 150 years after the bombs drop in a fallout shelter, and they're like the fourth generation of people who live there.
Florida.
Some people made mods for Fallout Florida.
Oh gosh.
There's like mods out there, and people basically designed the entire game.
Right.
And it's neat. They thought it looked so good. They thought it was like that was the next Fallout game. It's going to take place in Florida.
I need to play. I have Fallout, I think, 3 on my Xbox.
If you're gonna play one, if you're gonna start out with 4. Because Fallout 3 is very good, but Fallout 4 is even better. It has like the base building mechanics, the just everything about it is just so they
cleaned up a little bit.
Yes, and it turned out to be a lot better.
Because now that I'm not enjoying the massive Skyrim binge I've been on for the last few
months. Because you like Skyrim, I would think that you would love Fallout, because it's just
it's Bethesda still.
It's this Skyrim reskinned,
right?
Just like the Starfield game that's about to come out is Skyrim in space.
That'll be cool, though. Maybe I need to try Mass Effect, because you keep saying that ISS Vanguard is like Mass Effect.
So it is. I feel like it is, because there's a ship management phase. Like there's ship management in the game of Mass Effect. you're doing missions on different planets. You're trying to discover things because like the whole thing is.
And that's the entirety of what.
Yeah,
No Man's Sky
it's a blend of both.
Right.
I just never played No Man's Sky more than like 20 minutes. I
Right.
didn't really care for it, but
Yeah, because it's a sandbox like survival game.
yeah, I'm not. You can't put lava everywhere. That's the only thing I do in Minecraft. Is put lava everywhere.
There's a creative mode for No Man's Sky.
That's why I was playing.
Oh.
And I think it's because it's like everything's available. It was just like,
Right. No, it's definitely neat to like go explore and like all the things you can do. Like, because there's ship management stuff. You can own a big freighter. Like on my main playthrough, I've got a big ass freighter, and that's where you can house all of your starships.
Okay.
And then
do you have a crew?
Yeah, so there's like NPC crew that are kind of like just about. They don't like. You don't really interact with them. You can interact with the people in the bridge.
Okay, because in the Mass Effect you do interact with.
Right, because those are more like actual NPCs. Because that game has more of a story, I would say.
Yes, there's an actual story.
And like there is.
Is it No Man's Sky? You're just trying to get to the center of the universe.
There's a story, but it's not like you really interact with the NPCs. So like you interact with them over like a comm link basically, and then you get like a little hologram projection.
Okay.
And that's pretty much how the story is delivered. And then you go to a place, do a thing, some story bit happens.
Okay.
But it's not like a cutscene really.
Oh.
I don't know. I watched a dude kind of go through the story, and it was neat. But it really is just get to the center. But it shows you what the I think it's Artemis. I think was the name of the character. Atlas, what the Atlas is. So as you go on the space stations, there's like an Atlas comlink, and then there's the like basically international space station sort of thing that you do all the online stuff with, or you do to go get like various upgrades for your equipment and ships and blah blah blah. Like certain type of upgrades you only get at the one big round place. It gives you more information about that. And basically Atlas is God. The Sentinels, which are the bad guys, are basically fallen angels, that sort of thing, and now they're like just evil. They just try to eradicate people.
Huh.
And then so the entire thing is just a simulation. And then it lets you basically pick a new galaxy to start in once you finish it. So, like, you change galaxies. Because in No Man's Sky, there's, like, 266 galaxies, I think. And they're all,
randomly generated.
Procedurally generated, fucking massive. And then there's different types of galaxies. So it basically lets you pick which one. Because when you first start, I think you're, like, auto-plonked into a certain type, but it's not the same one every time. So it's like one on that list.
Okay.
And then you get to basically pick which one. You can go to an abundant one, the one that you're in, and then like the sporadic one that doesn't have a lot of stuff.
All right. So, you guys have anything for us? Before we go? All right.
Bye!
See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye!